Alright guys, today we're replacing the rack ends and the tie rod and the tie rod on my EK Civic. Alright, I am just replacing the rack ends, but whether you're doing the tie rod as well doesn't matter because the steps are still the exact same. Just depends whether you put in the old tie rod or the new one, but my ones are completely fine, so I'm just doing the rack ends. So first thing you want to do is just get the car jacked up like that and just take off the wheel. The wheel is now off, and I forgot to mention as well, all the other tutorials you'll see to get off you can't see it now because the boot's there, but there's a big nut in there, and you'll see in all the other videos of there, you'll use a big specialist tool and a big pipe that comes out here. It costs 300-400 bucks. In this video I'm just going to be using one of these, which is a 32, which you may or may not have. I had to borrow this one off my neighbor because 32 is quite a big size, but if you can find one of those, do it. But if you have the actual tool, then that's even better. Down underneath the car now. How to tell if your rack end is actually needs to be replaced is just grab it and I can see there's so much slop in there. That's the ball bearing is just so loose in there that it needs to be done. So first you want to do is the wee pin on the bottom of that, just wind that back around and pull that pin out, and then loosen. This is a 17mm nut here. You just want to loosen that, and then I'll be back. The bolt, 17mm bolt, is out now, and depending, you may not have a little bit of trouble getting it out. If it's just spinning, that whole bolt might just be moving with it. It happens to me. So all I do is just grab the big clamp, get one on the top of the ball joint, put one on the little thing there, just knots it so you can still get a grip on the thing. Spray it with a bit of CRC, clamp that down, and just keep going, and just be careful. It'll be all right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get a hammer. I'm going to bang the top a few times, and I'm just going to do a few bang, bang, bang to the bottom, and that should just pop out. Easy. Alright, now there's a little nut just there. In my case, it's a 19mm. So you want to just put the end of this, put the ball joint, put it back inside of its place for now, just so you can twist this without it twisting, of course. So with this, it's weird because you're not loosening it, you're actually putting it more on. So this is more free moving. So you actually want to go to the right as if you're tightening it, and it will take it a few steps that way, and then you can unscrew the tie rod. So I'll just do that. Okay, this is all loose now. In this case now, in this specific one, this is twisting freely from this. That's good. Okay. Once this is free twisting, you don't want to keep it exactly where it is until you're ready to take it off. Don't do any don't forget sort of thing. If the whole arm in your case is spinning, what you want to do is, I believe this is a 14. There's a little thing around here that you can get a 14mm there, just like that. And you just want to get someone just to hold that there, or you even just hold that there yourself, just so that the rack end stays where it is, and so you can spin this freely. So this is ready to go. Now, as you're doing this lefty-loosey, like normal, you want to count. You want to go one whole rotation, 2 whole rotation, and then, you know what I mean? And then when it comes off, it could come off on the 18th and a half. You just want to keep track of that number, because after we put in the new rack end, and then you go put in maybe a new tie rod, or in my case, I'm going to reuse the same one. You want to put it back in the exact same amount of rotation, so you don't mess up that alignment. So, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it came off on the 18th. It should be between 17 and 19, somewhere in that area. So that's fine. Now, with this off, what you want to do is this probably was on, this boot's probably on by some zip ties. You just want to lie under, get under it, pull this boot off, and then I'll be back. I've just taken out the boot, and well, from looking at the boot and looking at that, you can tell definitely blowing. So maybe you want to maybe run it under some water, or maybe don't put it under water, maybe wipe that with a rag or tissue or something, clean that out, but I'll do that later. So what you want to do now, that bit there is what you want to get a hold of. So that's a 23. It really doesn't look like there's any place to go through, so you might be trying to fight with a pretty tricky angle on it. Might have to, I'm hoping I'm not going to have to take out this whole lower subframe. Really hoping that I might be able to somehow fit on there. So I'll give that a go. I managed to get a lucky connection going through the thing there, so I'm just gonna, it's gonna take a bit of oomph, so I'm just gonna lie down there and get a foot on it and just give it a kick. Don't kick it too hard, you don't want it to come off and around it, then you'll be in a lot of trouble, but just gently ease in. Once you do the first initial bang, it should be pretty simple. Well, in my case, definitely harder than I made it sound. The spanner, really hard range of motion to actually get in there. It's just lucky whether you've got a thing or not. Ended up, these were helping me out. You got to be careful using these because you don't want to round it, because you're going to be in a lot of trouble. But got that on. I got some little rotations just so I could get the spanner on, and then once you've cracked it, it's super easy to spin it from here. But now I've got that off, it's, you can really see just putting it in the ground, like there's a lot of not good stuff going on there, especially coming to the old one. It's rubbish. So that and the bin. Alright guys, so there's that little washer thing which comes in the kit. I've just put it on there, just want to have it resting there. I've got my new rake end, and super simple, just get it up there and just start screwing it in. Hopefully it will go nice. Yep, that's in. So then just screw that in as far as you can by yourself. Eventually it will get pretty hard though. You want to make sure it's pretty tight. It's finger tight. Also this one here, you can do it before or once it's in, but you just want to wind this up like all the way, because then you're going to make some room to put in the tie rod. So that's up. This here is tight, but obviously not super tight, so you want to get back out your thing, or your special thing if you got one of those, and try and get places that it can connect. There you go. Oh sorry, I wasn't from that. And just try and just maneuver it around so you can actually get a grip on it and then twist it. But it's not easy, but just keep I've managed to bolt that in. It is a super annoying long job, but keep persevering. Just gotta do the littlest bit at a time, but hey, it is what it is. I've made the mistake many times. I was about to do it just then again by saying to wind this up, but remember, you gotta put that boot back in. So I'll just quickly wipe this down with this rag here. Alright, got that back in. It's a super long, annoying process, but just gotta do it. Now you want to put your boot back on. They can be a bit of a pain to get on sometimes, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, because it's dirt, I gave it a wipe down, but obviously you can't get it perfect, and look at all the grease that's spitting out everywhere, but I'll get it on as good as you can. And then once you do that, I can do it at the end, so not fussed. But you want to go back to your tie rod. My bushes have a little crack in them. Saying a little is a bit of an understatement, but I don't think I can be failed to waff on those, so I'm just reusing the same ones in this case. What you want to do is, so you counted how many times you undid them. I believe I did them, was it 18 and a half? Or was it just 18, I think it was. So what you want to do is start off with them straight like that and do one, see if it sticks. If it doesn't, then you just gotta wait till you get it. If you find it in the right spot where you just do one and it will. So you're not just trying to find whereabouts it actually starts going in, because it might take a bit to actually find where the right spot is. Sometimes you have to hold it up a bit or something or other, but you just want to get it so it's ready to go in. And then it can be a bit of a pain, but once you got that in, then you just want to do just one, just to get it to actually stick on. Oh, hang on. Hang on, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I just got to 9. I've seen that started to twist. This thing here started to twist, so don't forget the number 9. But you don't want that twisting, so just grab 14, I believe, and just get it to hold on there somehow. I'm just going to stop recording now. I'm going to use the other hand to hold the socket, but you want to twist however many times it was. I was on 9, I'm going to 18. However many times it took you to take it off, you want to twist that many times and then up back. I've twisted mine 18 times. What you want to do now is just put the ball joint back in there so it stays still, and then it's lefty loosey to bring this nut back up just to hold it still so it doesn't mess up your alignment. So do that finger tight, grab your 14. Oh, not 14, sorry, this one is, what is it, 19, is it? Nope, I thought it was 19. Okay, you want to grab your, well, it was actually a 22. So anyway, you want to grab that lefty loosey, lefty tighty actually, and that's tight. That's still sitting in there just how you want it. So put that back in there, get that straight, and already, oh actually I won't be able to tell you, but I can just tell there's no play in that, which is already way better. I want to go back my 17mm bolt and just make sure that's in there tight so it's easier to bolt it in. Maybe give it a bang of a hammer if yours has been upset, but screw that back up and then grab the pin, put the pin back in, and then you're basically done. I've just screwed up the 17mm. If that bolt is just twisting, like you get the 17 on there and it's just spinning, you want to do the same thing how you get the clamp and clamp that down. Or in my case, it was actually right just to put one hand on, applying pressure while doing it up. It works fine. I'm going to put the pin back in. Already now that it's done, I can see that is rock solid. That is perfect. Don't forget to do the bushing on the other side. I've just soldered it on there. It's just sitting loosely, so I need to get under, pull that back, put on the pin, wheel back on, and job's basically done. Also, I forgot to mention, so I was reusing the inner ones, just the same inner tie rods as already. So, but if you weren't, when I did the process of winding it back in, all you need to do is just use the new one, and that's the only difference. So yeah, wheels are back on. Same thing, exactly the same, both sides identical. I did do both sides. Wheels back on, everything's done. So thank you for watching.